I want to reassure everyone that Nigeria, under my leadership, will not fail. Exactly 53 years ago today, Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa urged us to, and I quote, move with quiet dignity to our place on the world stage, unquote. I am sure that there have been times when every one of us must have questioned how closely we have followed that injunction. But again, I can reassure you that Nigeria's place on the world stage today is strong and safe. And it's certainly a place of dignity and respect. We must continue to build on this by remaining a nation and a people committed to ideals, the noblest humanitarian values, and the rule of law. Our Constitution is anchored ultimately on the idea of freedom and fundamental rights. Freedom from discrimination, freedom to vote and be voted for, and the right to human dignity. These are the core values of a true democracy. These are the values of which we must never lose sight. In my address to the United Nations General Assembly last week, I emphasized the crucial role of democratization in improving the fortunes, not just of this country, but of our entire continent. Democratic values encourage diversity, they encourage discourse, they encourage disagreement. This is the joy of democracy. It enables us to have an opinion, and ultimately the ballot box gives us all the opportunity to instigate change. When democracy works, it does not destroy a nation, it unites and defines it. Fellow Nigerians, our administration has taken cognizance of suggestions over the years by well-meaning Nigerians on the need for a national dialogue on the future of our beloved country. I am an advocate of dialogue. When there are issues that stoke tension and bring about friction, it makes perfect sense for the interested parties to come together to discuss. In demonstration of my avowed belief in the positive power of dialogue in charting the way forward, I have decided to set up an advisory committee whose mandate is to establish the modalities for a national dialogue or conference. The committee will also design a framework and come up with recommendations as to the form, structure, and mechanism of the process. The committee will be chaired by Dr. Femi Okurumo, while Dr. Akilu Indabawa will serve as the secretary. The full membership of the committee will be announced shortly. I expect the report to be ready in 1 month, following which the nation will be briefed on the nomenclature, structure, and modalities of the dialogue. Fellow Nigerians, the past 53 years have seen Nigeria evolve on an epic scale. Our progress since independence has not always been smooth. This is, after all, our fourth republic. But despite all its flaws, it has lasted longer than all the previous three put together. That is progress, and it proves that our differences, real and imagined, notwithstanding, we are, in every sense, a united nation. This is no time for the harmful clashes of parochial sentiments and the politics of bitterness, impunity, arrogance, and unhelpful indiscipline. We must stand as one with absolute commitment and resolve to resist any force that threatens us and the sanctity of our union. I want to thank all our countrymen and women who have stood by this administration in the midst of mounting challenges and enormous expectations. I recognize that it is not easy to keep believing in the possibilities of our greatness when our faith is constantly challenged. But let me assure you that if we do not despair, we shall reap the reward of our labor in due season. It is my prayer that another 53 years from now, our children and grandchildren will look back on our efforts and be thankful that we've kept the faith. May God continue to bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I wish you all a very happy 53rd Independence celebration. I thank you.